Yo, people, what up, though? Happy Monday. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, retired from the streets TV. This is a deep one right here, because I wasn't going to cover this story, but I got to. I got to do it because this one touched close to home, for one. This one of the little homies, I watched him grow up. It broke my heart when he caught this case, and it was so unnecessary. You understand what I'm saying? Excuse me. So unnecessary. You got to think, this was a dude who I begged for somebody else to give him a job when he first came home from his last little incarcerated term and all that, right? So during the course of a few months in 2016, my young homie, we call him Boo Man, but to the world he's known as Aaron Stewart, the serial rapist now, right? So on several occasions, what they were doing was finding females that were just randomly walking, riding bikes in one situation, and they were accosting them, which means they were kidnapping, robbing, and raping these women. You understand what I'm saying? So much so that one of the victims actually said, for a split second, I thought dying, fighting, would be better than being raped, and to give up would be considered weak. But then I thought about my dogs at home. I needed to get home to them, so I gave up. Let it happen. Composed myself. Pretended we could be friends. That's crazy. Convinced them to give me back my belongings, including my grandmother's rings, and take me back to Milwaukee Street. Because this is where this one case happened, which is right in the center of Detroit. A busy street, actually. I think Milwaukee has, it's a post office on that street, bunch of activity not far from the Amtrak train station. So you're talking about a heavily populated area, not to mention the state police department is like 5 minutes away. So you got a bunch of balls to be doing anything in this area, not to mention kidnapping, robbing, and rape. Now, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give y'all this here. Y'all ready? This is an account of one of the witnesses.
The primary witness was the victim who had to relive her nightmare. It was the victim in the Detroit rape who testified this afternoon. She describes a white van pinning her against the curb. Two men jump out and grab her.
They both just grabbed me and picked me up right off the ground, and I was kicking and screaming, and they just carried me and put me in the van.
According to the victim, as the two men drove her around, the one pinning her to the floor of the van said
that he's not afraid to kill someone, or that he will kill someone if he needs to, or he spills the blood, or something like that.
The victim says they stopped the van in an alley near an abandoned building, and both climbed in the back seat and tore at her clothes.
I gave up, and they pinned me down. The shorter guy was down, straddling like my legs, and the taller guy was up towards my shoulders, holding me down.
The victim says she was raped multiple times.
The taller guy said, "Why do you get to go first?" And the shorter guy said, "You went first last time."
Also testifying today, a nurse who performed an examination of the victim afterwards.
Can you tell the judge about anything based on your experience regarding the injuries that you noticed on this patient?
These injuries that occurred are the worst injuries I have ever seen in my career.
So,
Stewart and Quentin Flemings.
My man, Boo Man, and this young dude, Quentin Flemings. Now, at the time, this was 2016, 6 years ago. Boo Man, 28 now. He was 22 at the time. He out there running around with a young dude, 19 years old. Let's take it back a little bit, right? Boo Man comes home from jail. I'm managing the nonprofit, helping on the weekend to manage the nonprofit laundromat that I have been working at for a couple of years, right? No, at the time, probably, about a year. Or so. So he begging for a job. He like, "Bro, blood." You know, they call me Blood. Blood, I'm starving, man. You know what I mean? I need something, man. Help your boy out. Put me on. I say, "Ain't no putting on. I'm working. I'm at my job right now. You asked me to put you on, bro." So what I do is I holler at a good brother of mine named Craig. Craig's a successful brother. Got his own landscaping company, you know, come from the streets, gave that street life up, retired from the streets for real, got into landscaping heavy, very successful landscaping right now. I holler at Craig, being that we share locations, buildings with the laundromat. So I said, Craig, look, bro, young Boo Man need a job, man. He been hounding me for about the last 2 weeks. What you think about that? I know you need some help. I know sometimes dudes don't show up. He said, how you think about it? What you think? I'm like, he seemed like he learned his lesson. He seemed like he ready to get into the workforce, right? That's what I'm thinking. Now, I guess a week or so go back. Craig finally get in touch with him, give him a job. I'm seeing him every time in the morning with his little green vest on, proud. I'm like, yeah, boy. Yeah, that's right. Go on, bust that ass. Go on, sweat. Grown man time. This ain't like trapping and running up and B&Es and all that little petty stuff. This is real work, but you're going to love it, though. I said, promise you. Give yourself a year. Put up $7 out of every 10 that you make. You understand what I'm saying? And watch how your money grow. Watch how if you just fall back from hanging out, hell with blowing weed right now. I know it's hard. Hell with popping the bottle. I know that's hard. Hell with rolling if that's what you do. And running around off after all these bras, not to mention, you got a girl and you got a baby. So that should be all your incentive you need to lay your ass back, stack your money, watch Netflix, gain a little weight if you have to, bro. For a minute, it was going good for the brother. For a minute, it was going good. He got into his groove, working and all that. One day he pull up with his BM. They both in the car. They both didn't quit their jobs. I asked her, what you gonna do? I quit. I'm with him. What is he doing? He riding around bullshitting all day. And you already know, young dude riding around with a car that ain't his. I don't care who he rented it from. I don't care if it's a base rental or a stole. You're riding around. You got to put gas in it eventually. Eventually, you're going to get hungry. Or she going to get hungry. One of y'all going to want to smoke. You understand what I'm saying? To me, at the time, like, both of y'all stupid. Because you supposed to be on his ass, right? And you supposed to be on her ass, vice versa. One of y'all got to be the smart one. One of y'all got to be the one to say, let's get it. And let's tighten up and leave that bull alone, right? Not so the case. Right now, Boo Man outdate is, what is it? Let me see. June 13th, 2046. That's another 24 years. Yeah. He definitely will be 50 years old. And he's 26. Ain't even did shit with his life. Ain't accomplished nothing. Ain't buy no house. You know, ain't leave no legacy for your kids. Right? Didn't leave no assets out here for your kids to eat off of. Didn't have no money put up even for a lawyer. Nothing, bro. You threw your life away raping these women. Y'all want to find like the full details of the case. There's more details. I don't want to bore this whole video with them, but you talking about like, man, listen. Let me just explain. Hold on. Let me give it to you.
The two alleged serial
Right
rapists
here.
now off the streets in Metro Detroit, accused of working as a team to kidnap women off bicycles before raping them.
7 Action News reporter Kim Russell was in court as they learned the charges against them. And Kim, so far, how many women are we talking about?
I'm live right now outside Highland District Court, and today police spoke for 3 women who say they were kidnapped, raped, and robbed by 2 men. This is 22-year-old Aaron Richard Stewart. This is 19-year-old Quentin Devon Flemons. They are 2 young men from Detroit accused of horrific crimes.
The court does not feel that there is any set of bond conditions that would, one, guarantee your return and or the safety of the general public.
They will both now remain in jail without bond. Highland Park police say they got the call about their first alleged attack on July 18th last year. A 31-year-old woman said as she rode her bike near 2nd Avenue and West McNichols, Stewart pulled her off her bike. He and Flemons forced her into an alley, then raped and robbed her. They allegedly attacked again on September 30th this year. Again, it was a woman riding her bicycle. In a post she wrote on Facebook, she wrote, "They used their van to block her path as she rode her bike. She tried to run, but they caught her." She wrote they forced her into a van, took her to the bank, used her card to empty her account, then raped her. Then it happened this month.
October 8, 2017, near Lumpkin and Denton in the city of Hamtramck, count 1 is kidnapping.
This time police say the victim was a 27-year-old Hamtramck woman. Again, she was out riding her bike. Both men now face numerous charges, including kidnapping, unarmed robbery, receiving and concealing a stolen car, and multiple counts of first-degree criminal sexual conduct.
This is a felony punishable by a life of imprisonment.
We expect to learn more about
let me get more specific, right? I'm gonna read y'all these list of charges. And I'm okay, we got 3 criminal sexual conduct first degree. Criminal sexual conduct first degree is force, it's violent a lot of time, and it's penetration. So there's no way around that. You feel me? That's 3 different charges of that. You got a felony firearm charge, which means that you were committing a felony in the commission of a crime, right? How you had a gun and used it in the commission of a felony. You got kidnapping. You got robbery, armed, stolen, receiving, stolen property, receiving and concealing, financial transaction advice, another weapons charge, another kidnapping charge, CSC, assault with intent to commit sexual penetration, another stolen property, another armed robbery, another financial transaction device, and then recently, young bro got 2 assault on prison employee charges. So right now he in level 5 right now, IMAX, Ione Correctional Facility, ICF. It's a tragic situation. It's uncalled for and it's fucked up, man. It's a little dude that I watch. Y'all hear my neighbors across the street. If y'all hear him in the background. This is a young dude I watch come up. It's a dude I loved as a little homie. One thing I have to tell everybody, because they get a little ass bent when I do these stories when it's close to home, where it's somebody they know, and I understand it. But my thing is, if you dead wrong, you dead wrong. Once you cross that line, bro, and you do shit that's not part of the code, that ain't part of the G code, my baby. That's not part of the G code. Women, children, vulnerable people, raping. You understand? Those are not part of the G code. I don't condone it. I don't support it. Once you go that way, it's just like taking it up the butt, pause, and ain't no disrespect to nobody that's homosexual. But as a hetero man, as an alpha man, as a man that's saying, look, I'm part of the code. I'm a part of the culture of this gangster life, this street life or whatever. There's a few things that once you do, you can't come back from. That's snitching. That's taking it up the butt or in the mouth if you're supposed to be straight, right? And that's raping somebody or violating somebody. Kid, woman, older person, it don't matter. Once you cross those boundaries and those lines, it's a wrap on coming back. You cannot resurrect yourself in the lives or in the eyes of people who are thoroughly, constantly living that stand-up life. Now, you can go elsewhere to a community that's understanding, forgiving, and believe that, okay, you're redeemed. And I do believe in redemption. I do believe everybody has the power to change themselves. But those things there, once you cross the line, I got to give you to the streets. I got to give you to God. I can't deal with you no more. All I can do is pray for your best health, your well-being, and that one day you will be restored to sanity. I had to do that story, man. I had to do it because, too, for one, because it was close to heart and it was personal, and we had been talking about it for so long, and he became almost like a hashtag amongst the homies. You understand what I'm saying? So I had to do it for that reason. Also, you got to understand, this was a normal dude. This was an everyday dude, ladies. The ones who's so quick to embrace dudes just because he looked the part, he sound the part, he smells the part, he's slanging that wood. You know, it's a lot of dudes I've been around over the years throughout incarceration, 3 different prison terms of incarceration, who look like normal dudes. They talk like normal dudes until one day something exposes that other side of them. Extreme violence sometimes, extreme acting out in homosexual ways, right? When you're supposed to be the other, do you. But if you say you're one thing, be that. Live by that. You know what I'm saying? I've seen it happen so many times to where that switch gets turned on. And something you saw in them, you will see something in them you would never thought you would have ever seen in a normal person or somebody who seems normal. So keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Keep your head on the swivel. Especially around those who you say you think you know the most, but you see they moving different. And bro has started moving different. And not to say he wasn't always on criminal stuff, but you had got your life together and you started doing weirdo shit, bro. You know, I pray you find your redemption and your peace in prison, and hopefully one day when you do come home, that's behind you and you get your life together. But today, we giving you away to God in the streets because we can't deal with you no more, boo, man, and we love you. OG Kenny, O_G_Kenny, retired from the streets TV. Thank you for tuning in again. Enjoy the rest of your Monday, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and love.